For a more detailed local forecast, call Weather Update, sponsored by First Choice Holidays on 0891 55 9977.
With the sporting results in the Northwest, Girls Extra now with Elton Wellesby.
Very good evening to you. Over 20 goals on the programme today, certainly one or two to get you chatting in the pubs and clubs throughout the Northwest this evening. Right, let's check on the scorers in the Premiership, starting with the match at Ellen Road, and what a cruise for Manchester United. A couple of firsts there. Eric Cantona missing his first penalty in the Premiership, but atoning after 90 minutes, and Karol Poborski getting his first goal for United in a crushing 4-0 win. Liverpool 2, Southampton 1. Graham Souness back at Anfield for the first time in 33 months and nearly pinching a point. But Steve McManaman had other ideas with just a minute to go. And Everton getting a real tousing at Wimbledon. They lost quite heavily, of course, against Aston Villa in midweek. 1-0 was the score, but it was a pretty convincing win by Villa, but nowhere near as convincing as that one at Selhurst Park this afternoon. Everton wombled. Let's have a look at the top of the Premiership then. Liverpool move up into third place. United are now fifth. Sheffield Wednesday still leading the way. And a quick look at the bottom. We won't have a look at the bottom. What we'll do is we'll go to the top of the first. Stoke lost their 100% record last week, but August 10-point haul was good enough to earn Lou Macari the Manager of the Month award in the First Division. 2-2 it was this afternoon at the Victoria Ground. The commentator is Peter Brackley.
Created, whipped in, and very nearly found himself in a goal-scoring position. The shot, and this time it is a goal from Hopkins. Roberts again. Caught out there by Sturridge, and Sheeran's away now. Can he finish here? Sheeran with the shot! And Sheeran with the goal! To Friedman. Here's Dyer. Oh, a lot of defenders out there, and a terrific strike for goal by Friedman. It's Pickering, and the header flashing in from John Graham.
And 2-2 it finished. Well, Main Road is without a main man since Alan Ball's departure, and one of the names being bandied around as a possible successor is Barnsley's Danny Wilson. Well, Barnsley, with maximum points from 3 games played beforehand and maintaining their 100% record. City, well, quite simply in a state of turmoil. Mike Sadley reporting.
21-year-old Jeff Whitley made his City debut today as Asa Hartford rang the changes. Andy Dibble replaced Ike Immel for his first appearance of the season, and he was soon to justify that faith in denying Andy Liddell's header. Early signs as to why Barnsley have won 3 out of 3 so far. But possibly the best chance of the first half came at the other end. Good work by Steve Lomas really should have brought better from Uwe Rosler. A disappointing opening period for the Blues. It got worse midway through the second half when Clint Marcel's persistence gave Barnsley a deserved lead. Happily for City, though, a defensive lapse allowed Nigel Clough the time and space to equalise, but that lapse was nothing compared to the dreadful mistake by the debut boy, which gifted Marcel the winner. Barnsley 4 wins out of 4, Jeff Whitley and City in deep despair.
And Manchester City in deep need of a new manager. Well, the Boo Boys have really got it in for the Oldham manager Graham Sharp, and that's just as counterproductive as having no money to spend in a league which really does require high finance if you want to get out of it. Well, Oldham really need to speculate to accumulate, possibly even survive. Incidentally, the Kelly brothers at opposite ends, Gary on loan at Oldham, Allen in goal for Howard Kendall, Sheffield United. Mark Alderton.
Oldham's poor start to the season has led to stormy times at Boundary Park, and Latics boss Graham Sharp must have hoped the September sunshine would bring with it a change of fortune. But when the Oldham defence failed to clear a United corner, former Liverpool man Don Hutchinson guided the Blades into a 1-0 lead. Oldham piled on the pressure in the second half, but United rode their luck, making sure of the points with a Lee Sanford diving header goal. How sure Graham Sharp is of his future as Oldham boss, that's the question.
Well, Birmingham are another club with financial clout, and they had a big following at Tranmere today. Some familiar names and faces returning to the Northwest, but the most familiar of all featuring on that caption. Let's see the incidents, or the main incidents from Prenton Park. First of all, this is going to be a free kick from Liam O'Brien. In fact, a little chip over there. Well, unfortunately, that was Blackpool, but we'll get that sorted out very quickly. While we do, here are the other scores in Division 1. Portsmouth 1, Port Vale 1. And Southend, who were bottom this morning against Bolton Wanderers, only got 2, Blake and McGinley, and they're the goals that you will be able to see on Granada tonight on Monday. Right, let's have a quick look at the top of Division 1. Stoke dropping 2 points and dropping down to 3rd, Bolton 4th and Tranmere 5th. And at the bottom, well, Oldham still rooted there with only 1 point from 5 games so far this season. Right, we're off to Blackpool now. Sunny Blackpool in search of their first home league goal of the season. Under manager Gary Megson, they've been firing blanks, but they managed to get a couple this afternoon against Walsall, and a couple was good enough to get them the 3 points. Reporting Simon Day.
The game was only 4 minutes old, but an early shock for the Seasiders with a near miss from the Midlanders. That proved positive for Poole and put them firmly in the driving seat. On 14 minutes, Brian's cross finding Lee Philpott, heading for goal, making his 2nd of the week. The second half got off to a flying start for Blackpool. Marvin Bryan tripped by Walsall's determined Martin Butler. James Quinn then punished the Saddlers with an effortless conversion. Walsall soon came back though, Mark Blake with a lucky strike that owed more to Poole's keeper. Blackpool soon took charge again, though the only promise coming from Tony Ellis. The final score 2-1 to the Seasiders.
Right, we've had a quick word with Mystic Meg, and she says we can get hold of Tranmere now. They were playing Birmingham this afternoon. Here are the main incidents, and the first one we're going to see is Liam O'Brien. This is a free kick. Really does bend the ball beautifully, doesn't he? And John Aldridge, well, he couldn't quite make it. And then Jeb Brannan bringing out the best in Birmingham's fine young goalkeeper, Ian Bennett. But when the going gets tough, you call for the boss at Tranmere. John Morrissey's header back, and there's the top man with his 4th goal of the season so far, and the winner for Tranmere. Well, Bury appear to have got the measure of Division 2 after winning promotion last season, and here they go with another result. Joint top this morning, 3-1 this afternoon. Here's Mike Sadler.
There's no stopping Mark Carter at the moment. His first this afternoon was a clinical finish. His second, after David Johnson was deemed to have been fouled inside the box, perhaps a little harsh maybe, was a cool penalty. Already 5 goals for Carter this season, once again one of the top marksmen in the country. Rotherham themselves also had a spot kick. Gary Bowyer was the man fouled. Paul Hurst converted at the second time of asking, the unlucky Dean Keeley's save. But a late third from Michael Jackson ensured Bury's super start continues.
Well, only Wrexham's second home league game of the season today. The first was a 4-4 draw with Plymouth. Well, they got a point again this afternoon, but it was only 1-1 against Barry Fry's Peterborough. Commentary by Alistair Mann.
But on the serious side, Connolly very much the threat at the moment. And in he goes! Well, it's almost as if he heard me. Looking for Griffiths, is in the clear! Oh, that was a great chance, O'Connor! And he scored!
Disappointing there, but delight for Crewe. Robbie Savage at Bournemouth, and Preston going down despite a goal from their wonder kid Kevin Kilblain. Burnley also losing at Gillingham, and Stockport as well, who've still got only 1 goal to show for all their efforts in the league this season. Right, Bury in 2nd place and Blackpool in 5th. Well, this time last week, Chester's dressing room door was shut and manager Kevin Ratcliffe wasn't in the mood for signing autographs following their 4-2 defeat at Wigan, but they won well this afternoon. More again, goals that you'll be able to see on Granada tonight on Monday. Right, let's have a look at Wigan Scunthorpe. There we go, 3-0. Very quickly, here's Mark Alderton.
After last week's 4-2 win over Chester, top of the table, Wigan were in a goal-scoring mood. Roberto Martinez tormented the Scunthorpe defence, and Graham Jones gave Wigan the 1-0 half-time lead with a nicely judged shot. In the second half, Graham Lancashire put paid to any hopes of a Yorkshire recovery with 2 goals. Final result, Wigan 3, Scunthorpe 0.
That's it. We'll see you next week.
Totally